ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness of Vampire the Requiem for London. Heartwell has had a busy few nights, particularly with the news that the command structure of his patrons is undergoing a very rapid and sudden change. And perhaps worse for him is that those who appear to be now taking command do not hold him or his sect in perhaps the highest of regards. But tonight, Heartwell has matters of more local importance. Heartwell, wherever you happen to be at this point in time.
Heartwell's probably been clinging to been deep in Ordo territory since the announcement of the fall of, or rather the prospective fall of House Blacktomb and the rise of Stanford. Basically, he's been clinging on to. He'll be spending his time frequenting different chapter houses because ostensibly he doesn't know, as I've said, if he's about to get dragged in off the street to be tried for war crimes. So he wants to be around the Ordo to protect him if that happens. You know that normal level of maquette paranoia? Yeah.
This is why I relate to them. Wherever you happen to be within Order Main, you'll have received a note of sorts. Subtly placed into your pocket at some time during the night.
What does the note say?
The note, it is simply a scrap of paper, like it's been taken off a notepad. Neatly folded. But it simply says the court would like another word.
Heartwell, upon reading this, places the piece of paper back into his coat pocket. I met them at a power station, didn't I?
You met them at Battersea Power Station.
He will return to Battersea Power Station under obfuscate.
The journey back there is quiet and uneventful. And I assume you head back to the room in which you first met them.
Correct.
In which case,
he's going to do something interesting, though, Chris. He's going to enter the room under his obfuscate, and I want to see if the people in this room have the ability to pierce it, telling me if they have auspex or not,
yeah.
which made the clash with me.
So, Make me 2 Clash of Wills. One is for your Obfuscate, one is for your Auspex.
I upped my Auspex. So this is going to be for my Obfuscate. Nope. And this one is going to be for my own Auspex. Wow, the dice tonight. Neither.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But such things happen. Okay. So you do get the keen sense that you're being watched, but you do not know where from.
He'll drop his Obfuscate.
It is... at this point in time that 2 figures emerge. You recognize both of them. Let me just show them to you. So let me see. The first one is Wedderstrom. And the other is Malthus.
I like how you actually use the Nosferatu from Nosferatu as his face claim. What's his name? Count Olaf or something like that? I think.
Count Orlok.
Orlok, there you go.
There are a lot of pictures of him that look very different. This one looks relatively unique. The jacket's nice. But yes.
He bows his head. You wish to see me, Your Honor?
Hope your summons wasn't too brash.
Oddly enough, in our line of work, I find that a note in the pocket is better than a bottle over the back of the head.
Well, I do prefer a gentle tug as opposed to a punch to the face. Leaves a mess. And I need you in one piece.
I've been able, as per your request, to investigate Master Lenistav for you, and I have some promising information. At the end of the day, Lenistav is loyal. Loyal to the Order before any personal loyalties. When it is that he's shown proof of some kind of treason, when it is that he has shown proof of actual treasons against our organization, he will fall in line. Essentially, if we cut off the head of the snake, we'll have another head to sew back on the lifeless corpse.
Is there anything you wish to keep from him? Or do you just tell him everything you know?
I'm just trying to remember, is there anything important that I got from my looking at Lenistav that would be... No, sorry, I'm just looking back at my own notes. Give me a second here.
Yes, you're aware he has ties to a mortal family of sorts. that he is emotionally tied to.
Ah, yes. Also, Lenistav has a mortal family. If necessary, they could be used as leverage. He appears to love them quite deeply. I don't think the leverage will be required. As I said, he is loyal. But if the leverage is required. Dee.
Alpha scages you for a moment. But other than that, after a few brief moments, he simply gives a slow nod. That is promising. That is very promising indeed.
There's also more pertinent information. If, and I emphasize if, the Kogaion has indeed been compromised by the owls, this city into hell because of it. The revenants are a direct result of owl infestation. I shudder to think what will happen if our science, and indeed the potentiality for the mastery of our coils, is presented to the owls. This must stop. Actually, weird question, Bishop. When the owls inhabit bodies, they can use their disciplines, right?
Roll me your intelligence plus occult regarding strings.
I also have a specialty in strings.
You do.
Give me just a second. I am currently moving room. I will roll in a minute. I take it that my specialty will apply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hooray! It also negates the gigantic dice penalty.
Yep. Do you love my gigantic dice penalties?
That's what she said.
How they...
Wow, tonight's not my luck for dice, but one success still.
The success is all you need, so... This is what you know. Know that Strix are capable of utilising kindred disciplines. They don't always correlate with the disciplines that the host possesses.
Suggesting that the spirit itself could have something connect. Sorry, continue.
It's likely that they possess their own powers of the blood. In fact, you're certain of that at the very least. But you're unsure as to whether they can emulate the disciplines of their hosts.
Interesting. However, he knows that he knows more about things than these Nosferatu do, or else he thinks it's a fair assumption. But so he's going to say something to try and spook them into action. He will say, a universal boon of a universal weakness of the Strix has always been fire. Fire is their bane. It corrals them as surely as a wall would to us. However, were Strix to come into contact or indeed partake of the coil of the Ascendant through its body, it could become, well, you understand. It would not be something that we would wish to face.
Well, a good thing that I don't intend to face any of them then. I are the problem of the court. However you make a salient point. this... The results of this investigation will need to remain internal.
I will also say that should it indeed prove that the Kogaion has given in to strict depravities, we are all scientists, gentlemen. She may herself, her physicality, prove to be invaluable for the research of those of us whom make it our business to hunt these entities. But we may discuss that when it is that the day is won.
There is a short silence from Malthus. He looks at you with a knowing smile. His rather lanky form looking down on you.
He's not trying to scare me again, is he?
No, but he always just appears ever so slightly unsettling.
That's what happens when you have like NA level nightmare kids. You always look piss-takingly terrifying.
Just comes with the territory of being a Nos. But there's a reason they're called the Horrors. But he gives you that knowing smile. I suppose that depends on the evidence we uncover. Speaking of which, we have an additional lead. It would be quite pertinent for us to track it down before it, well, it has already gone to ground. Which puts us in a difficult position.
Whom is this?
Are you aware of a man Fletching?
I'm aware of who.
Cohen Fletching.
Who is that, Bishop? If I know the name.
I'm not sure if you've ever actually met him. Roll me intelligence politics.
Hang on, let me just see what my... I know I have politics, so I know I've got good int, but I just need to know what they are. Politics, who politics. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 1 success.
Okay. So, you are aware of Cohen Fletching. He is an ancilla, Kogaions childer.
You wish Mr. Fletching examined.
Apprehended and brought to me. However, myself and my colleague here have been unable to locate him.
I am notoriously good at finding people.
So it is sad.
Where was the last time he was seen, or the last record you have of him?
It was last seen a week ago. the Southwark campus of King's College. You know the place.
Quite so. Very well. I will go and attempt to locate him for you.
Sorry, I didn't mean Southwark, I meant South Bank.
That's fine. The point is the same. He said, I will go and attempt to find him for you.
Good. So what you can discover about his work, neither myself or Mr. Wedderstrom are particularly welcome in the King's College, as I'm sure you're well aware at this point.
If he doesn't come quietly, I may have to use force.
I expect you to use force. I doubt he will come willingly unless it is to save his own skin. In which case, he's perhaps more intelligent than I give him credit for.
And if he's not involved, are you willing to offer amnesty? In exchange for his testimony, perhaps?
One way or another, he will tell me what I want to know.
Understood. Well, this evening just got more interesting. I'll be about my business then, gentlemen.
Should you manage to retrieve him, leave a message at the steps of a fountain at Archbishop's Park. The first step is hollow.
I'll do so. Always good to have covert dead drops. Good evening, gentlemen. With that, he will turn on his heel and he will depart,
Okay.
swirling himself in his obfuscaty cloak.
Aha. And as you disappear, so do the two Nosferatu. Would you actually write to roll me as you leave? As at this point, you may be able to put some vague 2s and 2s together. Either intelligence investigation or intelligence plus streetwise.
Those are both pools that I have. Intelligence. So what were the pools again?
Intelligence plus streetwise or intelligence plus politics. Whatever's your highest.
Okay. Where is streetwise? There it is. Ooh, 4 successes.
You've been hearing now for a while, over the course of this war, obviously a lot of order have been disappearing.
Uh-huh.
That trend has not stopped, even with the peace with the Sanctified. You know the Kogaion is involved in some of these disappearances. After all, you would have been her victim. But you have reason to believe that perhaps Malthus and his own group are involved as well, after all. They're looking to remove a very entrenched kindred from power.
So, to the college I go, I suppose.
To the college you go.
Do I know, does this individual have an office? Is he, like, employed here?
Do you have university contacts? Or student contacts?
I do not. However, just trying to see if there's anything I can do. Can I do? There's a charter, or there's a chapter, or somewhere nearby to this college.
It is the college.
I was going to see if I could tap my status ordo to get the question answered.
Okay, so you begin asking around for Kogaion Fletching and if he's employed here, and if he's if he has an office, or if you could get a meeting with him. Roll me your presence plus socialize plus your status.
That is a sad pool, but I will do it. It is a 1 for his presence. He does actually have 1 socialize and 2 status, so we'll see how this goes. Two successes.
Okay. So, some of the local neonates are willing to answer your questions. They're not too up to speed on the particular topics you ask about, but if they recall, Fletching has hosted late-night seminars for model students before. It is all but certain that he is definitely employed here. As for his whereabouts, they can't say if they haven't seen him in a good week or so. In fact, a lot of Waldo haven't been seen for quite a while now.
Chris, can I spirit touch the building?
Before you do, I do tell you that he does have an office.
Okay.
Near the laboratories. He uses one of the lecturer's offices as his own.
Okay.
Given that he is a lecturer, it actually makes a great deal of sense.
Cool. So I'm going to ask the building 3 questions, if that's okay. When was the last time Mr. Fletcher was on campus?
You feel the moon. Well, you see the moon in the sky pass over the horizon 7 times.
Okay. What was the last room within the campus he was in for any time more than an hour.
You see a rather prestigious looking office. It looks fairly dated in its styling. The paintings framed around the room look almost Victorian, almost Regency, even further back. The desk looks old and there's a sort of musky scent to it. And there's a bookshelf off to the right that is large and absolutely lined with tomes that could run for a whole semester in their contents.
And the last question is going to be, what is the thing within that room that, what was his name again?
Cohen Fletching.
What is the thing within that room that Mr. Fletching would most not want me to find?
It's actually going to take some thought from me, so I apologise for taking a little bit.
No, that's fine. I tend to ask really weird questions.
Your beast senses no dark secret tied to the room itself. So there is nothing in that particular room.
Oh, okay. Bishop, I'm going to spend a point of blood and I'm going to spirit... Oh no, I can't spirit touch the building again.
No, you don't want to proceed.
I can. In that case, we're going to go to his office.
Okay.
So what we're going to do here is, I assume the door is locked.
It is. It's digitally locked.
Digitally locked, you say?
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of officers in this building have that level of security. Only a few.
Let me think. Is there an obvious security camera in the hallway that I'm in?
Let me roll a chance die to see if there is. high or low?
High.
Rolled a 5.
That's technically low, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So there is.
So there is a security camera overlooking the doorway. The hallway in general. It's overlooking the hall. It's not really staring at any particular door. It overlooks the entire hall.
I have to ask a question, and because he'll walk away to do this. How does obfuscate work in Requiem? Will I be seen on a camera under my obfuscate?
Yes, obfuscate generally does not affect technology, although there are devotions which one could learn.
Okay, so what he's going to do, Bishop, what he's going to do exactly is he's going to walk around behind it. Does the camera swivel, or is it pointing one direction?
Just pointed in one direction. It's not swiveling.
He's going to walk around behind the camera, and I'll spend a point of blood for potent or for vigor, and I'm going to hop up and I'm going to rip the camera down from the roof.
So you're going to just... Sorry, so you're just going to head up to the camera and rip it off its...
No, he's going to walk away from basically, when he sees it's a security door, he's not going to break his stride. He's going to keep walking, if that makes sense. So he's not actually going to, he's not even going to look at the door with any intention or any, intent to it. He's just going to, walk past the door. Then then he's going to walk behind the camera. Then about 5 minutes later, he's just going to stand just out of the camera's panning view. Mm-hmm. And then he's just going to spend a point of blood for vigor, hop up, break the camera off the roof.
Okay. I'll say you don't need a point of vigor for this, because your vigor naturally adds to your strength, and this isn't a physically demanding task for someone with your amount of strength, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a strength of 5 or something like that, silly, or, yeah. So then what he's going to do is, he's then just going to walk up, and he's going to reassume, he's going to assume his obfuscate when he jumps up, but obviously it wouldn't affect the camera, but now he's not on camera, and he's just going to palm the door. He's just going to the door to break the lock. Subtlety be damned.
Okay. You enter his office. It is a fairly large and modern-looking office. It has a large varnished brown table for a desk. With about a quarter of it missing, where the chair and the computer is. So it's like 3/4 of a square, almost.
Mm-hmm. This guy strikes me as being very old school from the surroundings, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's a lot of how to say, outdated adornments, but not similar to the ones that you saw in your vision. In fact, this room looks quite different in its layout. The table is in the middle of the room. The walls are a different color. This room also lacks the odd-looking paintings. While it has a similarly large-looking bookshelf, they all appear to be generally purely educational books.
Hmm.
Odd looking.
So he was in somebody else's office. Interesting.
Yes. It's like looking at the bookshelf, it's like you're in a very it's almost like you're in the Oxford Library where you have those massive book spines.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like
So what we're going to do, Chris, is we are now going to spend a point of vitae. I'm going to walk up and spirit touch his computer.
okay.
I'll roll my same dice pool. 3. All right. Chris, what was the last email that our friend got on this computer that he received to be very important?
You look into what passes for the soul of this machine, and you see the email appear within your mind's eye. It appears to be a warning from his sire. That shadows and hunters were looking for him, and he should go to ground before he is too heavily endangered.
The next question is, did he send a reply?
He did. He sent a reply stating that he would immediately comply with his sire's recommendations, and that if she needed to find him, she would know where to look. He also stated in the email that he would be leaving his office and research in the hands of a trusted associate.
Who is that associate, if the computer knows? Or I can phrase it a different way to get him.
No, that's fine. I'm not going to be stingy about it, because, yeah, if it's rephrased differently, the computer can answer that your query. So, the machine again shows you a vision. There is a computer simply overlooking a desk. There is a short beeping sound. The door opens, it creaks unceremoniously. A few footsteps walk around the table. A man in a casual greying office shirt with short black hair and a well-brushed beard. He looks to be in his late 30s to early 40s. His skin is pale, And he has a very distant expression on his face, as if he is thinking about things that are more pertinent than being where he is.
Do I recognize this individual?
I shall show you their picture.
You know that's the main character from Vampire, right?
Stop. Don't you ruin this for me. Stop lampshading all of my images, damn it.
It's my hobby. To be fair, I use Lady Sylvanas. Just want you to know that. I was only told that yesterday, and I was like, "Oh fuck me, it is."
Wow, cringe.
Yeah, I know. Have I ever met? Do I know this person?
Roll me intelligence politics. While you do, the man simply sits at the desk, logging into the machine, going over various files, research notes. Fuck's sake. Unbelievable.
That's too good. I'm okay.
But he goes over various files, research notes, reports, programs, spreadsheets. Looks like Fletching was very busy and left this gentleman with a lot to look after.
Interesting. I did succeed on the politics check to know who he is. Sorry, continue.
Yes, his name is Alwyn Obermeyer. He is a fairly inconsequential neonate of your particular sworn branch.
When I was asking around earlier, was that individual present?
No, but you could try and locate him.
Yeah, I'll try and find him.
Given that he's clearly entered this office, he is probably... he is probably not maintaining his lower profile as his erstwhile colleague.
Do I know what clan he is?
He's a venturer.
All right. So yeah, let's go find him. Every day we stroll him.
Okay. Owen not having Obermeyer being not a fairly weathered neonate, but not a particularly influential one, is not that well known by the rest of the college. But there is likely someone here who knows where he is, or at least how and where to find him. So, would you mind making me another presence plus socialist plus status check?
I'm gonna blow willpower on this one because I actually want to find this dude, and it's good that I did. One success.
So, it is perhaps fortuitous that you end up running into one of a few kindred that is actually associated with Master Obermeyer. They don't know where he havens. He doesn't really... few kindred really give that information up for free. or willingly. He states that he does visit the King's College on occasion, but more frequently can be found at St. Thomas's Hospital. Apparently he is collaborating on a project with a Dr. Barte, and so they have been seen in each other's company as of late. And Dr. Barte is known to claim St. Thomas Hospital as his domain. And he's recently even expanded and claimed the Gassio House just north of it.
However, the prince is currently in question. No domain stand. Also, tonight, I am the Twilight Judge's fucking lapdog. Come at me, bro. So yeah, we will go to the hospital. Also, Bishop, I'm a doctor.
You are a doctor.
So, Heartwell will stroll up, not under obfuscate, obviously, to the hospital. What kind of hospital is it? Is it does it have a particular specialty? Is it a sanatorium? Like, what kind of hospital is it? Is it just standard hospital?
Yeah, it's not if I recall, it is a teaching hospital.
Ooh.
So that is perhaps what makes it unique among the many hospitals in London. It is a facility that is there to train new doctors and nurses and surgeons and the like. Neighbouring it, however, is a children's hospital, and just north is the Florence Nightingale Museum and the Mary Seacole Memorial Statue.
How nice!
It is a hospital that comes with it a bit of history.
So Hartwell will walk into the front foyer of the hospital, and he will say, "Good afternoon," to the receptionist. I assume there's a receptionist.
There is a receptionist, yes. Are you going to the hospital or Gassio House? They're actually two separate locations, so I just wanted to know.
I'll go to the hospital first. If they're not here, I will go to Gassio.
Okay.
But he will say, "Good evening, my dear. My name is Dr. Alexander Heartwell. I am a colleague of Messrs. Doctors." He'll give both of their names. "I've come to speak to them about some important business. If you wouldn't mind informing them via page that I was here, I would be very grateful to you."
Gentleman looks like he's in his early to mid-20s. Just runs through his computer. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not seeing anybody those names on records. You might have the wrong hospital.
I do apologize. I must have. My own secretary, she'd lose her head. Wasn't firmly attached to her shoulders. Thank you very much for the time. And as I leave, Bishop, I'm just going to spend another blood, and I'm going to spirit touch this place.
Okay.
All right. Are either of those individuals currently on the premises?
So, your vision shifts. You see, in your mind's eye once more, this gentleman walking down a hallway. He passes a few signs. It appears he has just come up a lift. And,
Do I know what floor he's on?
yeah, he appears to be on the ground floor, same floor as you.
All right. In that case,
he is heading towards a Let me look up the name real quick. I can't find it. Never mind. He's heading towards a He's heading towards a staff-only laboratory area where they receive test results for various diagnoses.
the next question I'm going to ask Bishop is the secret research that was handed off to the first individual in this building?
You mean Obermeyer, right?
Yes. I mean the guy from Vampire.
You stop. And just for that, he is not.
Okay. I asked if the research was here, not if he was here.
Ah. The answer to that is a simple yes.
Where is it?
It is in the location that Dr. Barthe is heading to.
Excellent. Let's go and head off Dr. Barthe, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Should I roll an intelligence politics roll about Dr. Barthe?
Yes.
One success.
Okay. Dr. Barthe is like Mr. Obermeyer, a venturer. And like Mr. Obermeyer, he's been around for a few decades. He's not the newest kid on the block. But, like Mr. Obermeyer, he does hold some sway. He holds his own domain, which he treats very much like his own chapter house Flashworm's Nest, although it is not one. And is quite protective of it. He's also believed to be of some influence within his own clan, and is known to associate with Ventrue outside of the sect with significant frequency, and is well liked and well respected by the Ventrue within the sect of the Order.
I will point out... Oh, sorry, continue.
he made use of debts owed to him by a member of the Order of Mysteries, a Miss Lucille Thistle, who sent her child along with one of her associates down to clear up a debt she owed. What was exchanged for that debt is not entirely clear.
All right. So he will walk to intercept Dr. Bronte. Is it Bronte?
Barty.
Bronte.
1 second, I'll just give you his name in the voice chat responses.
Thank you. So I won't come at him from obvious gate. I will walk towards him. You'll hear the clicking of the cane that Heartwell walks with.
Okay. He turns to you. So also, there's still every now and again there's a couple of people that pass you, mainly medical staff.
Doctor, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I assume both of our predatory auras leap at each other and do the predatory aura thing.
Yeah. You sense his predatory aura. It is clear that he is a vampire. And his aura is strong. It is quite potent here.
Heartwell extends his hand.
I don't believe we've met.
No, but I know you by reputation. Allow me to introduce myself, Dr. Alexander Heartwell.
He'll shake your hand out of some manner of obligation and rights his spectacles.
I will point out, Heartwell always wears sunglasses when he goes. Oftentimes he pretends to be blind because, it can be advantageous to him. I will point out, during this entire conversation, because I take no penalties for it, he has his eyes clamped closed behind the sunglasses. I assume you understand why.
1 second, I'll get up the thing again.
Dominating this edition does require eye contact.
No, that's not the issue.
Okay.
Just double checking.
Are you looking up the fact that I can see without my ability to see? Or perceive without my ability to see?
Yeah. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm afraid I come to you with some ill business this evening. Is there somewhere where we can talk privately?
he gives you a very inquisitive look.
How about we talk? Hartwell taps the door of his cane. In there, along with certain research materials that you've just acquired.
I was just about to attend to a matter of business. Perhaps you'd like to accompany me to my office instead. That's a staff-only area, I'm afraid. Not that
yes,
it's the stop you.
It's the matter of business that you and I are here to discuss. He leans in and whispers in his ear, I will be frank with you, Doctor, because I will give you the respect that one of your prestige and opinion is due. I am here with certain orders from the highest echelons of our superiors. Tonight, I work under the auspices of the Twilight Judiciary. You and I are going to have a conversation and I hope that it will be a pleasant one.
Do you want to roll me with sympathy?
I do, you know.
You need to beat 3 6. You need to get 4 successes. Unfortunately, he rolled really well with not many dice.
You know what? I'm going to spend a willpower because I'd like to win.
We all like to win.
I do like to win. Oh, I don't win.
That is unfortunate. You tie him, but he is the defender in this situation. So,
Actually, what I can do, I am going to use Aspects 2 on him, if I can.
okay. Sure. You make that roll. I'll just BRB for 0 but a minute.
Naught but a minute.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So, I got rolled 3 successes. I'm going to be a bit of a cheaty boy, because I can be a bit of a cheaty boy. My first question is going to be, how did that statement just make him feel? Auspex powers activate!
You feel a wave of blue wash over you, and you feel concerned briefly. Then a wave of violet, and you sense curiosity, and then you get a wave of light green emanate for him, and you sense humour, amusement, or rather bemusement, almost.
My next question is going to be, why is he bemused? Chris?
Sorry.
Oh, there.
My bad. Okay. Cut out for a second now. You see strings attached to you both as the ceiling of the hospital parts, and you see only the dim night sky, the stars blotted out by the city lights. You do, however, see the strings, and yours connect quite far down, but they all go up to the same place.
And the last question, what is the research in there pertaining to?
You see human blood, kindred blood, all organized into vials. You see liquefied chemicals and ground up flora. You see them being mixed in a centrifuge. And strange chemical methods being applied to the mixture as it is made. Then it is consumed, and you see yourself standing before the sun, but before your beast rouses itself, and before you can see the results of your research, the vision fades.
Doctor. Fascinating. You're attempting to create a liquefied version. Yes, that would be the correct assertion. You're attempting to create a potion to emulate the coil of the Ascendant. Fascinating research.
Well, did you come here to have a word, or did you come here to pry?
No, Doctor. I did come here to have a word. Where is your colleague who brought you this rather veritable treasure trove of information? Oh, and I assume that you didn't know that the kindred vitae that you're experimenting on comes from our own ranks. You're experimenting on the blood of your own Ordo members who've been taken by force. I assume you didn't know that. Would hurt someone's... Sorry, continue.
He looks very puzzled at you when you say that. I'm not continuing this conversation here, he says.
Quite right.
Because we're still in the hallway, so... he just begins walking. He'll take the stairs, actually. He leads you into his office. He doesn't say anything to you, even if you speak to him on the way there.
He doesn't. He'll wait for the door to close behind him.
Why are you seeking out my colleague? I assume it is for a good reason.
Quite so. He is linked to an individual who is responsible for the disappearance of numbers of the Ordo. I am investigating this on behalf of the Twilight Judiciary. But then again, I think you already know this, considering you yourself are linked to another member of the Twilight Judiciary, more than likely the Ventru named... What was the name of the Ventru Twilight Judge? It's been told to me, I just can't remember.
Just finding him... What the hell is he?
Mm.
Roderick Stanton.
Considering your long-term affiliation, members of your own clan, I take it that you are already familiar and indeed have communicated, at least in part, with Mr. Stanton.
Then we can set aside the innuendo, I hope.
Quite so. As for your colleague, he is in receipt of, as I say, stolen vitae, or what I believe to be stolen vitae, and is my link in finding the individual responsible for its theft. If you do indeed know Mr. Stanton, then you should know that the Kogaion is currently under investigation for being in league with the Strix.
Just out of character, aware,
Aware of what, sir?
Obermeyer has not stolen any kindred vitae?
No, but he's assuming because kindred are missing where they're getting their supply of blood.
Ah.
He could be horribly wrong, but it's an assumption. Also, it paints them in a much worse light and makes this guy more favourable to the concept of helping.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was just wondering if like...
Yeah, he's essentially putting two and two together mentally. Gone missing, and that's where Heartwell would get. If Heartwell was doing this, that's where he would get the blood.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I wasn't miscommunicating with you.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well... I could arrange a meeting between you and Mr. Obermeyer. I must say, while I am I'm quite fond of the man, we have much larger stakes at play, and I personally have much more defined loyalties.
I do not believe that Mr. Obermeyer has strayed so far that the hand of or the sword of Damocles need fall upon his head if he is just in receipt of items and research. However, as I said, I have been given full authority in this matter in order to bring this individual in, and if Mr. Obermeyer protects him, then he is seeing so that I cannot bring in my quarry.
Obermeyer is a remarkably focused man. Quite gifted in his discipline. In fact, he has remarkable attention to detail when he is decided upon a goal.
Well,
I couldn't speak to his personal relationships, though. I know him relatively well as a clanmate, but he's always kept his cards rather close to his chest.
If necessary, sir. He won't quite cut him off, but he will basically, because at this moment, time is becoming of the essence. He'll say, I have the ability to pick the thoughts from Mr. Obermeyer's head non-violently, should he not choose to reveal the information to me of his own volition. In the end, I don't care about a venturing neonate who wishes to do what I consider to be a great work with research that has been handed to him. I merely require my quarry. My bloodline are very one-track minded when it comes to destroying Strix's cultists.
Well, how about this then? I am due to meet with Mr. Obermeyer this very next evening. Given your how to be polite about this. Capacity to see through the veil of the mind. Perhaps you could simply eavesdrop on that particular meeting and you simply take what you wish from him and he be none the wiser. Or if you've got another suggestion, I am all ears after all. I certainly would not wish to cross those whom you serve.
No, and your loyalty will be noted. Your suggestion is most admirable. I do not assume that you know he is not gifted with the powers of Auspex. No?
No, he is still relatively young, so unless he has been particularly subtle in his acquisition of said teachings, I doubt he possesses the abilities. He has certainly given no evidence that he possesses it to me. And we are on, well, I suppose he would go as far as to call us friends.
Very well. In that case, I will quite happily sit in the meeting. He will never know that I am there.
For the best, I believe your task will require the utmost of discretion.
Absolutely. Are we happy to just do a James Bond or a Batman times?
Yes.
Because I've still got to go and beat someone into torture.
You do. So what I'm going to say is that the meeting is held. Dr. Bartet is not lying. He does host a meeting with Obermeyer, and he does inform you in advance. A good hour or so, allowing you to astrally project there without much difficulty.
I wasn't going to astral project. I'm just going to stand in the room with because I want to conserve my blood.
Okay.
I was just going to stand in the room under obfuscate.
All right.
I will say that because I've spent 4 blood so far, so that'll take me down from a total of 11 to a total of 7. I'm going to drink my little flask for an extra 2.
Mm-hmm.
Blood. Bring me back up to a total of 9. Sorry, continue. But in that case, if we do get into line of sight, I need to make an intelligence subterfuge plus aspects against his resolve plus blood potency.
Are you using... I would recommend in your situation that you may wish to use lay open the mind as opposed to uncanny perception.
That is lay open the mind.
It's intelligence...
Socialize plus aspects.
Yeah, for a second, sorry, I thought you said subterfuge and I was confused.
No. Yes, his resolve plus blood potency. So I have a total of this many dice.
Yeah, even uncanny perception uses sympathy, so I was very confused.
The aspects tends to key off like the same 3 things.
Yeah. It pretty much all uses intelligence and aspects.
Oh wow!
Well, an exceptional success. So you can retrieve as many deep memories as you have in Auspex before paying Vitae to uncover more. So...
I only care about one other additional memory, for the record, Chris.
I think this means is that you can uncover 8 memories. I think you still pay the Vitae. It's a bit oddly worded.
Yeah, I think I still pay the 1 Vitae, but I can recover any memories up to my aspects level. Yeah.
Because usually you can only uncover 1 of a regular success, but with multiple 5+ successes you can uncover as many as you have successes. So, yes, you can uncover almost as many memories as you like.
The only memory that I really want to uncover with the addition of... I'm going to ask, where is this man? Where is Fletching? Does he know where Fletching is?
You sift through his mind. He does not know where Fletching is, however. He does leave his reports. What you do see in his memories is that you see him driving to a nondescript car park, not too far away. In fact, quite close to London Waterloo East Station. You can even see it in your vision. From there, he brings with him a file. That he leaves in a disused phone booth, phone box, before simply walking away and driving off. You think the phone booth is being used as
a dead drop. Alright. The only other thing that Heartwell wishes to get, and you can put it in my blue book or something, is he wants the information on how they're making scale, because he wants to just basically have at some point maybe gain access to it by basically going, I'm going to recreate what it is you're doing and do it better. Because Heartwell is a petty cunt.
Now, normally, if you didn't have 8 successes, I wouldn't allow this. However, you can drag up a lot of memories, so you can actually get quite a lot of insight into that process. So what I will do on that matter is I will send you sort of a short blue booking as to what they are doing, because it's not particularly pertinent to this scene, and there's a bit of a process. Yeah.
Do I know when this dude is meant to send his next report?
Ah, yes. He's due to he's creating a report that he's due to give in the next 72 hours. It seems like, from what you can tell, he is dropping off reports on kindred activity, and order activity in particular, as well as the research, but primarily activity surrounding King's College.
Oh dear.
On a bi-weekly basis, twice a week.
It was like that Heartwell knew he had to.
It's most of the reports are largely innocuous, like, you know, I spoke to this person was inquiring about you, the office is safe, here's all the research on your work, King's College is secure, etc., etc. Nothing really stands out in the report. Rather, a lot of it seems fairly business as usual. Or at least Obermeyer hasn't found anything that would be amiss. However, you do see in your latest report that he is very much reporting that someone appears to have broken into your office.
Yep.
and
an investigation has been ordered. Not from him, but from the powers that be.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Bishop, what we're going to do is, just so we can actually have our confrontation, Hartwell is just going to spend the next 3 nights going and waiting at the Dropbox.
Okay. So, what we can do here is we can either continue to see and run through this.
Ideally, I'd rather, if that's still possible. I said ideally, I would like to get it done.
Okay. Very well. In which case, yes, you wait outside of the drop-off. You are in office gate. About a couple of hours into your evening, you see Obermeyer make his drop.
Okay.
Simple. File hides it in the phone booth. It's quite well concealed. And he's on his way.
Should I kill Obermeyer? The things I consider. No, we'll let Obermeyer be. Yes, we leave. We let Obermeyer leave. Just to check, Bishop, because there will be a confrontation. This is an unused phone box, right? Or this is an unused car park, right? You said it was abandoned, I believe.
It's quite late now, so I think I think the station itself is closed. There might be a couple of members of staff remaining within the station, like, you know, some few station guards, but the barriers themselves are open. So there's likely not going to be many mortals around. There's no one loitering in the car park or anything like that either. You're relatively safer as long as you're fast and not too loud. But you are still in an inner part of London. If there's too much noise, you might attract attention. There's no telling. There could always be someone around the corner. So, whatever you're going to do, you should probably do it fairly quickly. But within about half an hour of Openmire leaving, as if on cue, I shall send you their image.
Neat. Should we make the perfunctory Clash of Wills check so I can keep my obfuscation?
Yes.
I'm actually going to blow a point of willpower on this. I would like to attack him from obfuscate.
You spent 3 willpower now, haven't you?
Yep, I'm down to a total of 3.
And
Though I did learn a secret, which could put me back up, because I did learn what his research was, and I got the exceptional success to actually learn all of his research.
yeah. I'll give you willpower back
So-
after the end of the scene.
That's fair. That is 3 successes.
Your obfuscate remains untouched.
So, Bishop, what Heartwell does is he walks up to him from behind, and I'm going to grapple him. I believe that I get bonuses to this from attacking him from obviously. Actually, no, I'm not going to grapple him. The first move is going to be... Heartwell wears gloves, for the record, like combat gloves, that I've already spent the vitae to have shadow formed.
Okay.
So Heartwell's first move is going to be just a punch, because it'll do true lethal damage to him.
Alright, so in obfuscate, basically what this is going to do is this counts as a surprise attack, so you get a free attack, and in addition, Mr. Fletching does not apply his defense to this roll.
Alright, so I'm basically going to try and alpha strike him to put him down as quickly as I can. So, with that in mind, what I'm going to... I have a total now, after I used that, I have a total of 8 blood currently. I'm going to spend 2 blood into the attack, and I am going to spend another willpower, bringing me down from 3 to 2. Actually, no. I'm going to spend 2 blood into the attack, and I'm going to spend 1 blood into potence or vigor. So I do automatic damage. So I do more damage. You following with me?
Okay, so spending for vigor, and
I'm spending for vigor, and I'm putting 2 more additional blood into my attack, along with the spent willpower for an extra 5 dice.
you can spend your blood potency 2, so you can spend for the vigor, and you can spend 1 plot point for physical intensity, but not 2.
That's what I meant. Yes.
Okay, cool.
So that will be a total of. What does Demolisher do? That's only if I'm attacking objects, isn't it?
Attacking objects, armored vehicles, and like stuff like that. Basically, it reduces the durability. Basically, you discount a level of durability an item has.
So that is 7 successes on the hit. He has 2 points of vigor, which will increase the damage by +2. His gloves count as +1 lethal damage. So that would be 7
plus 2
+2 +1, so 10. 7 lethal. Oh, sorry, 10 lethal.
10
10
lethal, I
lethal.
was going to say. So you strike him with such immense force that you blow apart his chest as blood and viscera spray all over the glass of the phone booth. And you feel even your own ribcage rattle somewhat at the amount of force you've just unleashed. He goes down instantaneously. There is not even a gasp for air. You destroy his torso so badly that it almost bisects him.
I haven't killed him, have I? He's in torpor, I assume.
He drops down dead. Well, dead as any corpse. He does not appear to decay rapidly or ash, at least not immediately.
Heartwell kind of... Oh, by the way, there were actually meant to be more dice to that, I think.
Oh?
I didn't add... Like, I had... What do I get a bonus to sneak attack? Something with my obfuscate?
Let me double check for you. I'm not sure.
I think with obfuscate 3 you do. I remember reading it at some... I don't want to apply it in this case because I've done all that I need to. I just want to know for future reference.
It adds... Yeah, you add your obfuscate to the surprise roll.
Is that the surprise attack roll?
If a vampire attacks someone or cries out, Cloak of Night continues to obscure him, adding obfuscate to the surprise roll. Only the struck victim can perceive the vampire. Given that you would not roll to surprise somebody, I can only assume that it is either for the attack or for some other action you're using to surprise somebody with.
Mm-hmm. Heartwell kind of looks down as he just kind of flicks the gore from the very laminate-like gloves. Whereas, obviously, you know, he's done this many times before. Such a shame. Oh well. I am going to lean down, scoop down, and I'm going to pick him up and extend my obfuscate over him, which I can with obfuscate 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going... Beg your pardon?
How much blood you got left?
I had 8, I spent 2, I'm spending another 1, so that's 5.
Okay, cool.
I'm on 5 currently. It's not quite hungry yet.
Not quite.
But, yeah, he will have it away then, into the night.
Mm-hmm. And you'll bring him back...
He'll leave a note underneath the... he'll leave a note as requested under the family. And then wait casually for the response, which I assume will probably come in the form of another Messive in his pocket.
Given the nature of dead drops, this is going to take probably 24 hours. So you'll need
I'll need to what, sorry?
You'll need a place to store the man.
Oh, I'll bring him back to my my graveyard grave domain. Grave main?
Okay. Next night, you do receive a missive. And it is the two Nosferatu who show up on your very doorstep.
Are they the two Nosferatu?
Mm-hmm. Odostrom and Malthus.
So Heartwell lives in a series. Basically, he lives in a crypt in a large kind of mausoleum, but he's cleared out most of the area. Because I looked this up, a lot of these old crypts have subterranean areas, so he's basically made part of it into where he works. But he will invite them in. He will then present them with the body with the large shaped hole through its chest. Not exactly subtle, I do apologize.
Yeah, you left yourself quite a trail there. That's just what Strom says.
At the end of the day, at this current moment in time, we need speed. The city's already falling to hell in a handbasket. The longer we wait, the more intense and more entrenched things become.
Malthus looks at the Torpor Kindred. He is of limited value in this state.
And that's not exactly true. What is it you wish to know? I can assume I can still read his mind even when he's torpid.
You can attempt to. It's a bit trickier than reading the mind of a conscious kindred. When someone is in torpor, their mind it's not in a natural state. It's like it's in a waking dream almost. It's
What information is it you want from him?
I'll deal with this. I'll get some outside help. I'd recommend you move.
Imminently.
Eminently.
Absolutely. As it stands, he shrugs, ever since I've become somewhat infamous in this city, I don't stay in many places too long anyway. But I'll be moving as soon as you gentlemen retrieve what it is that you've asked for.
You have left yourself a trail that leads back to us, that puts the three of us in a dangerous position.
Betrayal. You see, the subtlety is an interesting little bauble. I can understand your perspective, but operating in the shadows, and I say this unironically, can only get you so far.
It's not a perspective, it's a fact. They'll know you would have been investigating Fletching now. Which means they're going to come after you openly. You broke into a respected kindred's office in the largest chapter house in the domain. You may need to follow Fletching's example.
What, be torpid on a slab?
Maybe attempt to succeed where he failed, no?
There are places I can go. And there are places that even the Kogaion would have issue finding me. We're very good in the shadows. As for the trail, yes, I left a trail. I rather purposefully left a trail because now our enemies can't hide anymore. They're going to become sloppy because they're going to feel attacked and they're going to strike. And where I'm going, it is much more difficult for them to strike.
I suppose I will find out how honest your statement is.
Well, give you, as requested, one torpid kindred. Is there anything else that your honor requires from me?
Not as of this moment.
I'll bid you good evening then, sir. Here. He hands the he hands the body to the senior Nosferatu, like, I assume you're, you know. Sorry, 1 second.
He holds it like one hand, sort of loosely, doesn't put it on his shoulders or anything, just sort of lets it half sag on the floor. Almost like as if it's something he doesn't really care for. He doesn't really care for the condition of it. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Your Honor.
He gives you a half-second smile, flashing his rotting and gnarled teeth before disappearing with his new prize.
Heartwell will follow out the door as quickly as his legs will carry him, and I'm going to go hide in the Setite temple for a while.
And I think there is where we can end our scene. Thank you for watching. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.